Hey, you need some R&R. You need some R&R. You need some R&R. You need some R&R.
Radio, randomness, randomness. Okay, so we're recording. And the reason we're recording again, we just finished filming episode 2. But we had this ongoing discussion that started on Twitter a couple days ago, and we figure it's worth continuing on film. So we're talking about this post show. So this is a little bit of after show footage conversation. You can see what we talk about.
We're going to talk about the fact that Mark got mad because I was dissing his dudes.
No. Oh, wait. Okay, so let's bring up a point of reference. So when was it? Friday? I think it was Thursday or Friday.
It says 1 day ago, so it had to be
Friday.
Friday.
It would have been Friday because it wasn't yesterday. So I retweeted Bobby Bones, who I follow. What up, Bobby? Check him out if y'all don't know who he is. He's awesome. But he I guess kept this thing. I don't know what it was. Something going on, and he retweeted to post. You posted GIF or GIF, whatever you want to call it, however you pronounce it. Depends on who you are, I guess. Of your first
GIF.
I'm pretty sure it's GIF because I remember GIF peanut butter saying, "Yeah, it's GIF."
Okay, GIF with a J. That's GIF peanut butter. GIF is with a G.
Anyway, to post one with related to the first CD you ever bought. My first real CD I ever bought, U2, Acting Baby, great album. And that was it. Just put that in the Twitterverse and left it at that. But it was the RaveWave here that felt compelled to comment on it. No, quote it and comment on it, stating about bringing up how 6 years ago they posted an album nobody wanted on everybody's Apple.
On everybody's phone. Like,
and I was like, I never saw the big deal on that. A, I'm a YouTube fan. B, I've never, ever been against free music. Doesn't matter what it is. I still, to right now, I want pretending I like the music, but I'm not against it. And you mentioned being how old at the time?
I don't know. If it was 6 years ago, then I would have been 19, which I don't think was the case. So it could not have been 6 years ago.
I looked it up.
Wait, no, that's bad math. 17, I think. Regardless, my exact tweet was when they put their album on everyone's phone without asking, and then a bunch of the less than signs, like, no one wants that, no one wants that. And then he was like, it doesn't bother me with free music, blah, blah, blah.
It was in 2014. September of 2014, so literally 6 years ago.
Yeah, well, then I was 17, I guess, or 16. But I said, because I didn't want bad music from a bunch of old men, one of which was, like, basically naked on the cover of my phone at 13. And then he's like, good thing they don't have songs like WAP in their repertoire.
It's true.
And
they were never getting away with that song.
For those of you who don't know what WAP is, it's a song about, you got that wet by Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion. And it's a great song, It's very motivational, inspiring, elevate your level,
First off, like, hang on, I'm going to just... There we go. I'm going to switch it for this. It's a matter of opinion whether the YouTube music is good or bad music. I mean, I can kind of see that if you're going to put an album on everybody's devices, maybe make the cover a little bit more neutral. Because I think in your tweet you said you're 13, but okay, you're 17.
Yeah.
But still, regardless, there were going to be...
It felt like it was a long time ago to me.
Out there that have iPhones that get this album uploaded. So I would have made a little bit more of a neutral cover if you're going to do that. as far as them getting away with it, there was, you know, obviously some agreement with Apple that we all sign that agreement all the time that allowed them to do that. And there's a difference when I think that's great music. That's a matter of opinion. I think I wouldn't call Cardi B's song a great song. I wouldn't call any of her music great, but it's also a matter of opinion. But my thing is, if you're gonna I brought Cardi B up. Yes, I agree. But my point was, a song like that with
after Cardi B, yesterday he sends me a meme. Let's go to this meme. Cardi B makes music for girls who say, "My kids are my world," when their grandmother has custody. Mark.
Which I know it's slightly mean, but I don't know. Come on, it's funny.
Wait, I was like, "Yo, I'm not even gonna reply to you." Number one, I'm not gonna reply. I did reply.
The reason why I brought up Cardi B in that back and forth on Twitter was because there's a difference between, I mean, look, U2, even at that time, had been around for 30 years. They're closing in on 40 years that they've been around putting out music, and they're still relevant. You can say U2, they're still putting out, it's a matter of opinion, but you can't deny they're still out there. You can talk about the Rolling Stones, it's been around for 60 years.
Yeah.
People still know
the Rolling Stones, I'll say yes.
Know what, you know, maybe so, what.
I don't understand.
What is that?
A Google Home.
Oh. He said he don't understand.
I don't know.
But it's the reason, even at that time, that's one of the reasons why they got away with it. Even if it was written in the agreement somewhere, it's U2. And
not
so
to say
nowhere in their music do they have a song at the level of WAP. And you know, that type of lyrics and that type of theme. That's not who U2.
What's the theme, Mark? I don't cook, I don't clean, but let me show you how I got this ring.
Exactly.
What's so bad about that?
I'm not saying it's bad. I mean, I would consider it inappropriate. God, I hope Melody never listens to that music. But I'm not saying that. Obviously, there's always been music and songs that are inappropriate that, you know, still come out. I've listened to them. Some of them I would be where you're at and arguing that, oh, that's a great song. But now, getting older, you have a different viewpoint, and it's like, yeah, that's not a great song. It's
not a not great song. I feel this.
I would say, I don't think it's a great song. I think it's clever. It's clever. It's cleverly written, the lyrics and everything else like that. It's catchy. It's got good music. I'm not denying any of that. I've listened to it. But my opinions on music have always kind of been, and especially now that I'm older, is at being a musician and putting out music, and however much attention it gets and how famous you get or whatever, what do you want when all that goes away one day, because everything comes to an end, whether you last 30 years or 30 days with your music, what kind of music are you putting out there? How do you want to be remembered? And if it's a song like WAP, then more power to you.
So WAP is Cardi B's newest song. But she has so much music, and like she gets generalized because of how she acts and how she talks. But she's actually pretty smart.
Oh, yeah, that was one of the things that I was thinking of too when we were, you know, as this discussion has kind of gone on, is I'm sure in some way, because I used to not like Lady Gaga, but now I've kind of grown to appreciate her.
Oh yeah, now she's on your little country thing, so you.
But I didn't. My thing was always her gimmick. Because you can hear stuff from her before she was like Lady Gaga. Like, she could sing, she had the songwriting capability, she had talent. But then what got her the attention was this character that I'm
Yeah.
like, and she was always trying to one up herself, to wear a meat dress on TV and all that. Like that
You know how
deters
they
me from appreciating you as an artist if you're going to extremes. But I can understand in some way it's a character. Like, and I know for in some ways Cardi B's what she portrays is probably not the real her. But again, if you're
No,
going,
I think that's the real her.
in some ways, yeah, but in some ways,
I don't know.
but if that's what you want to put out there, then honestly, I just don't see it. There will never become a time where at now, WAP will be a pop culture reference and stuff like that. It's never, but.
Well, that could be said for Like a Virgin.
I would say.
That could be said. I'm sure when that came out, people were like,
that's iconic.
Yeah,
for sure it was. And then Madonna had later albums and even like Sex Book and all kinds of stuff, which everybody always thought were extreme. But I don't think, and I, could be proven wrong, but Cardi B does not come across to me as an artist that will have a career that long. Could be proven wrong. I thought the same thing about Lady Gaga, but she's still around and still relevant. But I group Cardi B in, here's how I see it, is back when I was a teenager, and I was, that was around the time I first started getting into like rap music and that kind of genre, and it was because of Tupac. And through that, I got caught up in the West Coast stuff, or the East Coast, beef and Biggie, and I started listening both sides and, listened to it, knew who they were. And that's a lot for a small town Texas guy where they only play country music on the radio. I was pretty much the only person like myself that was listening to that type of music and would know anything about East Coast versus West Coast. But anyway, because I started listening to Biggie Smalls and all that, I knew who Little Kim was. And now I was kind of, to me, Nicki Minaj was like the next Little Kim, and now Cardi B is the next Nicki Minaj.
Don't let them hear.
They're trying to one up each other, how you can get more extreme, and to me, it just
no.
I don't think about Little Kim anymore.
They still talk about her. Mainly, it's about her face, but they still talk about her.
But we don't talk about her music and stuff like that. There's no hit songs or anything, and that's just where I see Cardi B.
Does she really even make music anymore?
I think so.
Oh. I don't know. I never was into her. Obviously, she was probably before I was even born, but I just think people give Cardi B... she's, like, empowering. She's, like, whatever. Some of the stuff she chooses to do is, like, but she's really, like, not a bad person. Everyone's just, like, because she was on that reality show, Real Housewives of Atlanta, I think, because she's married to Offset, who constantly cheats on her, because of this, because of that, like, but she's not, like, a bad person. She's just brutally, truthfully herself, which I feel like is something that you deserve more respect for.
How do you know she's herself? How do you know she's really that way?
Because that's how she's been from the jump.
But
the only difference is she doesn't have a gap in her teeth anymore. She has boobs, and that's really it.
And here's where I think that at least some of it is a character. Because I was watching this, one of my guilty pleasures, and still is Limp Bizkit. But everybody loves to hate Limp Bizkit and Fred Durst. And everybody loves to hate Fred Durst because they said he's like some douchebag or whatever. But he's actually incredibly smart. And, I was watching this kind of, it was a video on him. I don't know what you call it, if it's like opinion or documentary.
Okay, but first, can you say what Limp Bizkit is? Because I don't know what that is.
Oh, God. Look it up. They were banned from the 90s. The grunt, not grunge, new metal or rap metal or whatever.
Bizkit.
But
Ooh, they're from Jacksonville.
Yeah. But he marketed that band so hard. He got them attention, and his theory was any attention
is good
attention. So he was always, they were, always in the news and getting interviews, and he was always coming across douchey and like getting a bad rap. And he was, pushing through with the negative attention. Yeah. Because that got him attention. And the guy that I was watching the video on was like, you can't really say that they were making bad music or a bad band because they sold all these records. They're still around making music. They still have loyal fans. Like, if they were ever really that bad of a band, they would have never got any attention, even if it was bad.
Yeah.
So, and then you watch different interviews with Fred Durst, because he's gone into other stuff like music or whatever, and he's,
says that he's
Fred Durst Biscuit wearing a red cap and this persona. But you watch him in other interviews, and he's a normal, he's not wearing a hat or whatever. In some instances, in some interviews, he's even admitted that Fred Durst is a character. That's a persona that was created for a purpose, and that purpose was to get attention, and it worked. And so that kind of opens my eyes to any kind of artist, not just Cardi B, but any kind of artist, Lady Gaga, all kinds of people, like and it goes back to what we were talking about in the episode about the book that we were just talking about, like when bloggers or whatever come across you can edit you can decide what you want the world to see and be a completely different person behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Or
okay, so here's
you can put out, here's how I am on and off screen or whatever. What you see is what you get. I think anybody at that level of fame is not always how they come across if you were to know them individually. I think that's a whole nother reality. So I think anybody in some level is going to create a persona so they can, when they're home alone, they can be themselves.
What about Kanye?
Kanye might be an exception, because that dude is just...
Kanye is Kanye.
Yeah.
I mean, and obviously everyone who knows me knows I'm a Kanye stan for life. But Kanye's been like this forever. I remember,
he really has. You can go back to his first stuff, or even before he was making albums, and what was he like producing and writing?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. He's never denied who he is.
So that's an example of maybe she is. That's just who she is.
I wouldn't buy it. I could be wrong. Yeah, but I wouldn't buy it. Because her persona is just too extreme to me to be like, nobody's really like that.
I know people like that in real life. Yeah. Ugh.
I don't know. I don't. At least I don't think I do. But yeah, that was just my... So I know, honestly, when we first started talking about the show, before we started even the first episode, and I had asked you what kind of music you listen to. And you said, a little bit of everything, right? Mostly rap, which I kind of knew with your Kanye fanatic. But I'll be interested with the next, because up until our conversation on Twitter, I'm like, I don't know what she's really going to think about this RaNdOmNeSs, because we're going to see if she really listens to a little bit of everything. Or, because in my mind, I'm like, holy crap, if she doesn't like U2, then she's probably not going to like a lot of bands that I'm going to mention, or musicians.
No, and I mean, in complete honesty, the album's on your phone, so you're like, okay, I guess I'll listen to it just to see, like, first off, why is it on here? It has to be okay if it's on here.
Yeah.
So I don't remember any of the songs, but I probably listened to one and I'm like, yeah, this is good. My mom still has all of them on her phone. Like, she didn't delete it. I was like, Mom, why didn't you delete this?
Oh, I kept it.
But yeah. So, I mean, maybe I do like them. I was just like, going
I mean,
along with that.
they apologize and they piss a lot of people off, but they essentially got away with it because it's YouTube.
I think they got away with it because of what you said.
Huh?
I think they got away with it because of what you said, because all of us sign these terms of agreement without reading any.
Oh yeah, that's the legal reason why they got away with it. But still, even though it was legal, they still piss people off because the people are like, I'm not a YouTube fan, I don't want the music.
Yeah.
But they're YouTube. Just like I'll listen to everything and I'll never turn out free music. And so that being said, yes, Cardi B could, if her material were appropriate enough to get away with uploading it on everybody's devices, which I don't think is the case. But let's just say in a world where that happened, that's never going to happen with lyrics like that on any song.
Ring, she has a song Ring that could totally do it.
So I'm not talking about a song, I'm talking about a whole album. You two did a whole album. But even if, let's say, in a world where that happens.
Okay. Hypothetically.
I'm still not going to turn it down. I'll listen to it. I may not, be a fan and enjoy it or think it's appropriate or whatever, but I'm not going to delete it. I'm going to keep it in my library. Because my library, especially now that I have Apple Music and can stream everything and buy and stream at will and add to my library, it's got like 50,000 songs now, and it's still growing. Because I'm the type of person, I have everything in there, from 1960s Willie's country to his newer stuff to Tupac, Biggie, classical music, everything, to no-name artists that I've known over the years or sent me their stuff to listen to or whatever. That some of it, I don't like it. I'm not into it. It's not my style, but it's in there. And from time to time, I'll put my 50,000 songs on random, and you never know what's going to come on next.
I love that. That's amazing.
I'll listen to that because it's I'm not never, ever, I'm just such a music fan, I'll never turn out free music. I don't care what it is. I don't care how bad it is.
So I have a feeling that I know what our next challenge is going to be after next week, so...
Oh, for your decision for...
Yep.
Yours will be the 20th.
For the 20th. I think I got something in mind.
Thoughts brewing now.
Yeah. But, I mean, I'm still not giving you... Because that meme was messed up, and I don't agree with it. But I can see where you're coming from. Blah, blah, blah. Maybe it's not here, my kid.
Yeah, and I can see where you're coming from too, as far as it wasn't nice, and what kind of.
I was like, you know what, Mark? I'm about to ignore you. How about that? How about that for your grandma has custody of the kids? How about that?
Yeah, I mean that's not. I know that's not 100% true, and it's in bad taste. So maybe I should. I don't know. I can't do it. 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock. Good job. She can read time. She's so excited about reading a clock with the hands that she wants a clock for her room for her birthday.
Oh, it is almost her birthday. When's her birthday? The 11th?
The 11th. I said, what do you want for your birthday? And she said, a clock for my room. What 4-year-old wants it? She'll be 4. A Minnie Mouse clock.
She's only 3?
She's 3. She'll be 4 on Friday.
Wow. Happy early birthday.
Happy birthday.
When's your birthday? When's your birthday? Do you remember?
Yeah.
When is it?
All right. I think that this was amazing. I loved it. We need to do this more often. The people love when we argue, Mark. I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm sure this will be ongoing, not just in music. And I wouldn't call it arguing. It's just difference of opinion, different generations. What am I, almost 20 years older than you?
Yeah.
But sure it's going to be, because believe me, when there's movies, probably not in books. I think we're pretty similar in books.
Yeah.
But I think there's movies on my list that I'm going to recommend, or music that you're going to be like, really? Like, you want me to watch that? Like, And you may listen
Don't
to.
make me watch Gone with the Wind because I
No,
won't.
no, never, nothing like that. But they, I'm sure there's, if it's not RaNdOmNeSs, there'll be other ones where you're like, yeah, I listen to it, whatever, it's good, but not my style. Like I would never.
I'm excited. I hope I like it because I love getting new music. Like, that's why I really, really love YouTube Music because the recommendations they give you are so different. Like Apple, you have to go to this playlist that they make once a week, but YouTube makes you playlists like as you listen to stuff.
I wish Apple Music was a little bit more like Pandora, where you could pick an artist and then it would like similar artists or whatever, and find new people. Or okay, well, come on in a minute. Daddy's almost done. Or really wish too, because sometimes I'll be like when I have it on random and a song, an artist will come on. It makes me think of them, so I'd like want to listen to all their stuff, like go back to their like Kanye, like and listen from his first album all the way through. But Apple Music, each time it gets to the end of one album, you have to go back to the album list, pick the next album in order. At least they do put it in order.
Yeah.
To listen to it. It's like I wish it would just automatically, instead of looping that one album you're on, just go to the next album. There should be some sort of option for that. Which I think there is. You can create a playlist, but I don't want to go through all this trouble of creating a playlist just to listen to his chronological albums.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do when I went on my road trip. I wanted to listen to every Kanye song, like ever, including the features. But it was so complicated to make the playlist. I was just like,
Yeah.
I'll listen to it as best to my ability. But
yeah, so Apple Music, you got a little bit of tweaks you can do to make it a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I do like that about YouTube. YouTube and SoundCloud are both different ways that I've found just different new music. And now, because of our Instagram and Twitter, like either through follows or just retweets from people I follow or whatever, I'll hear a clip from a song or whatever, and that's pretty cool. So I'll check out the whole song, and like now I have a new artist that I want to check out.
Yeah, that is something that I like about us doing this now, is that my Twitter, I normally stay around the same following range, like under 100 people. Mm-hmm. And now I'm following so many more like pages and content in this, and my timeline's getting way more interesting.
Yeah, that's how mine is. Like I only have like 10, or at least as a show, because that's the only Twitter I have. But I only got 10 followers, but I follow like now 60-something people. Yeah. And I think that the amount of people I'm following versus who's following us is probably always going to outweigh, because I'm not one of these people. Some people, they're following like 3 people that have 1,000 followers. I'm like, so what do you see on your timeline when you're like, because some of these people are on Twitter all the time. It's like, but
sometimes my timeline
not following anybody. So like, what's showing up on your timeline for you to
ads, promoted tweets? That's it.
So it's like, I want to if these people are interested in what they're doing, even other podcasts or, some of them major, some of them small like us, but I'm interested in what they're putting out there. So I'm going to follow them and see.
Yeah.
Because
I'm excited. I love it. I love everything that we're doing. I tweeted the other day, I'm so grateful for what I do. Like, I love it so much. I really, really do.
Yeah, and I think we're definitely going to continue to go. I was going to show you that it came in. I have to wait for the memory card, but here's our camera, our starter camera anyway. It's not even a name brand, but it does have a nice microphone on it, and it's better than using a cell phone. I already have the tripod, so when we do start doing in-person episodes,
we'll be ready.
So there's going to be a constant change and growth. I think mainly the foundation will always be the same, but obviously everything evolves. So, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
I think we did good today. I'm glad that we did this book review, and this is kind of going off of what we filmed earlier, but I'm glad we did that because now we kind of know the difference between when we review movies, when we review books. Next week we'll know how music goes, so it's kind of good that we did.
Yeah, and it's like you posted on Twitter the other day. We're still figuring all this out. Like this, our first episode was obviously our first episode. We had a lot of things to learn, and we did it on a movie, which was new for both of us. And now this is a book, so it's like we'll start kind of getting our feels for it.
Yep. We're going to be pros eventually. And then you guys are going to look back at these episodes and be like, yo, look how much they grew.
Yeah. So
Remember
now, so you can say you were with us from the beginning.
Yeah, join. And also, we need more of you commenting, please.
Yeah.
Tweet at us. Send us pictures of you watching it. I love getting those. That makes me so happy. Like, our friend sent us picture of him watching it on his like dope like floating TV. And
that was pretty cool.
So send us that. Reach out to us more because we're definitely able to like have conversations with you.
Yeah, we're down for the engagement.
And if you did read The Alchemist, let us know what you thought. I mean, in the comments on Twitter, we're gonna link our Twitter handles this time, right? I don't know if we did the last time.
Yeah, I can do that. I don't think we did last time. I mean, if all else fails, I'll try to make it to where it's defaulted always in there each time we upload. But if all else fails, the About section, all our links are on your Twitter, his Twitter, everything's in the About section.
We're not those people that create content and then don't ever talk to our subscribers, our followers. No, we're pretty active. So
we want engagement, which is why we, mention what we're going to do the next episode ahead of time, so you can be involved with us and comment. Maybe hopefully one day we could get to a point where it's a live thing, so as people comment, we can.
Yes, live would be so cool.
But we have to get to the point where YouTube, at least YouTube will let us do that. But all in time. But we definitely love the engagement, positive feedback, negative feedback.
Tell us what's up. Tell us what you think.
Tell us what you recommend.
Yeah, if you have something that you want to hear our take on, like this book was recommended. If you have a recommendation, let us know, and then one of us will pick it, and we'll just go from there.
Or my big thing too is like if you have your own, like if it's your own book that you wrote and want to get out there, let us read it, and we'll talk about it.
Our PO box is on our Instagram handle. I think it's in the description below.
Yeah, it's in the description. It's on. It's a PO box, so you can actually send us physical stuff if need be. Let us know, because I only check that PO box like once a month, unless I'm expecting something. But physical copy, if you're in a movie or making a movie or
literally anything. It's called Radio and Randomness, not Radio.
If you're literally an artist painting a picture, let us know. I'd love to see it. I mean, just art in general.
Yeah, Mark needs some art for his wall behind.
I do actually. Yeah, if you want to.
I'm gonna bring him a painting soon.
For the background above my
one up there though.
That hole above the doors needs a little bit of color.
But yeah, this was great. I love it. As soon as Mark started going off about Cardi, I was like, pause this, save it. We'll talk about it another time. And then we just started talking about it after we were talking about
that. I mean, and that. I'm gonna just say the meme about Cardi B probably wasn't appropriate, so I should apologize for that. I could.
You don't have to apologize, because memes are memes and comedy is comedy.
Delete it, but it's out there now, so and it's part of our conversation, so I'm gonna leave it. But
yeah, I don't think we should delete it.
Nothing about like our differences of opinion, whether we disagree with each other or other people listening disagree. It's like, it's not to piss people off or anything. Everybody has their opinion and their music they're into, or art, and just taking another picture.
No, I'm taking a video.
So it is what it is. That's kind of like, I want the whole show, YouTube and podcast and stuff, to be interactive, engaging.
Organic.
So, yes. So,
we are an organic podcast.
Let us know about this bonus after hours or after show, post show episode.
We gotta throw the outro beat in there though, like dun, 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 dun.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
We didn't have an intro.
Yeah, just video of us just walking away saying that's it. It's over for real this time. But let us know about these after. Do you want to see more of this type of after hours episodes every now and then, or
Yes, let us know. Let's get it Let's get it.
Let me
Cue it up. Cue up our outro music, radio. She's like, no, I don't want to, Dad. We're out of here. Audi 500.
that was good. I like that.